getting back to it now as we dive back in. Look, we want to make you the best informed audience, radio, television, streaming, podcasting, I don't care, the best informed audience. We cover a variety of topics to keep you in the know. It's what we do. And the team here knows that every day. That's why we have such diversity of topics. Ashley Keller is a founding partner of D.C.-based law firm Keller Postman and an experienced trial and appellate lawyer. How about Health and Human Services autism announcement, the FDA oversight process, the science at issue, bias and political motivations that are behind the campaign against Health and Human Services, so much going on. And my question to you, if you're the big thing on social media now is pregnant moms taking a handful of Tylenol, saying, I don't trust these people. Well, okay. Ashley, welcome to the program.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thanks for having me on.
I sure hope these moms that are pregnant taking handfuls of Tylenol, basically making fun of Donald Trump, I hope they're right. I mean, they didn't say there was a cause and effect of Tylenol and autism. They said there's a, relational concern, and there are studies that support it. I've looked it all up. I've gone to done some independent research. 46% of all acute liver failure for adults in America linked to Tylenol. I mean, there are problems with this medication. Yeah, people say, well, it's been around since 1955. It's perfectly safe. Is it? Are all medications perfectly safe? I don't think that there's any medication that's perfectly safe. Ashley, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so you're seeing Trump derangement syndrome in full force and effect. No one should be popping Tylenol pills while they're pregnant if they don't have something wrong with them. You should never be taking medication if you don't have something wrong with you. As you just said, no medication is without risk. And acetaminophen, actually been around for even longer than 1955, is one of the most dangerous over-the-counter products in the world. It has killed more people than any over-the-counter product in the world. We detected that it was
no, hold on, stop right there. Acetaminophen has caused more fatalities globally since its introduction than any over-the-counter medication. That's your claim.
It's 100% true. It causes acute liver injury, exactly as you just described. We first detected that signal in the 1970s in an article in The Lancet, and you're hearing a lot of the same stuff with respect to that known causal effect that you're hearing now with respect to acetaminophen and neurodevelopmental harm. In the 1970s, the Lancet fingered that we might have a problem here, that acetaminophen is causing liver failure. The company defended the drug. They said that's not true. Maybe it's because people drink too much. It took the FDA until 2010 to finally force a label change on the bottle that now appears, and everybody gets to see that acetaminophen does in fact cause acute liver injury. But we shouldn't have to wait 40 years for moms to get truthful warnings right now about the known association between this dangerous drug and neurodevelopmental disorders in children. The dean of the Harvard School of Public Health, Andrea Baccarelli, recently published his findings in an article that came out just last month, and you heard the FDA director, the commissioner of the FDA reference his findings. So this is not some fringe theory. This is not being peddled by lunatic scientists. This is grounded in well-documented research that pregnant moms have a right to process when they're making risk-benefit calculations for themselves as to
well,
what
the doctor there being widely ridiculed as well on social media and other places today. Yeah. Despite his paper, despite his studies, being completely ripped. You probably saw that too, didn't you?
I saw that. It's shameful. This is a person who is deeply committed to public health. If you agree with him or disagree with him, that's fine. We can have academic and scientific debates in this country, but don't impugn his integrity. Don't treat the dean of the Harvard School of Public Health as if he has some agenda. He has no agenda other than protecting women and children. So look at his research, look at his findings, and make an informed decision.
Yeah. By the way, for those of you that would like to fact check this, 500 annual overdoses on Tylenol. I didn't know you could overdose on Tylenol. By comparison, less than 100 on aspirin, less than 100 on less than 50 on Advil, which is ibuprofen, less than 50 on Aleve, which is naproxen, and it goes down from there. Benadryl, less than 20. Cough syrup, less than 10. It's not even comparable. Overdoses on Tylenol and death from Tylenol. I just went through and quickly got a. That's why AI helps me sometimes, Ashley. I like AI for this sort of thing because it just spits out the statistics that, bam, you're exactly right. And yet, you've got people, well, it's been around, autism's been around since 1911. And the only reason that autism rates are going up is because they identify it easier. It's diagnosed easier. That's nonsense. That's absolutely nonsense, right? We didn't have a bunch of autistic kids when I was growing up. I mean, you'd see it, right? You would know.
Look, the diagnostic criteria for autism and ADHD has certainly changed. There is more awareness, but I think it's fanciful to claim that the rates of autism in this country are purely a result of changes in diagnostic criteria. RFK is exactly right about this. The rate of increase is too alarming to ignore. It has to be a combination of genes and environmental factors, and acetaminophen is one of those environmental factors.
That's right. The other one that I still think I'd like research on is how these PFAS chemicals, these forever chemicals that have become ubiquitous in our environment, from, microwave popcorn bags to the water propellant on our carpet to, a million products these things have been used in. Where do they fit into this? We know that they cause thyroid cancer and problems with reproductive organs in men and women. I think that spread of that chemical might have some play in all this, but it's environmental. Would you take Tylenol today?
I wouldn't take Tylenol. I prefer to take Advil. I prefer not to take any drug. I can tough it out. My preference is always to let the body do its work if you can. Obviously, there are some situations where it can be warranted, and you can make decisions for yourself based on your own knowledge of your body and how you react to drugs. But I don't take Tylenol. It has a very narrow therapeutic range. It can be dangerous even within that therapeutic dose. So I prefer to take other drugs for fever and headache if I absolutely have to. But obviously, the focus of the recent announcement was for pregnant women. And I understand that they are put in a tough spot because other over-the-counter drugs are not appropriate for pregnant women to take. They're contraindicated, but
Right.
they still should not be popping Tylenol like you're seeing on these TikTok videos indiscriminately.
Yeah, for what reason? I don't trust Donald Trump, so therefore I'm going to take drugs. Okay, you might need medication, but not that one. That would be my advice. Ashley, thank you for being here, and thank you for having common sense and joining the program.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is the new TikTok challenge. Take a handful of whatever. If you want to save money, here's a challenge for you. If you've got a well in your yard, you live in the northern United States, and you have a well in your yard, you're halfway to a geothermal system that can save you as much as 90% in your heating and cooling costs. With the price of everything skyrocketing, including your utilities, if you could cool your house and heat your house for a fraction of the cost, wouldn't you take a look at it? Of course you would. WellConnectGeo.com. WellConnectGeo.com. Look at it right now. Learn more. There's great videos, great explanation. It turns your well into a geothermal system using a state-of-the-art heat pump to heat your home, which means your furnace doesn't run, which means you don't burn propane, which means you don't burn heating oil, right? It's best fit for those products. WellConnectGeo.com. Find out more right now.